Hey guys, welcome back. So now that we have our form set up and they're styled nicely, we're going to add the functionality, and both of these, the email and the password forms, are just going to make an AJAX call. Let's start with the email one. So we'll start with the update email functionality. Go back to script.js and we're going to create a function, anywhere in here, it doesn't really matter. Function, and this is going to be update email. Alright, update email. And this is going to take one parameter, which will just be email class. And I'll explain that to you in just a second. For now, just put var email value equals $ parentheses and then append a dot right there, and then add email class, which is the parameter, remember, and then just put .val. And I will explain what that email class is. We're going to call this update email function obviously from our user details page, and it's going to come from here. The email class is going to be the class that we use for our input. So we need to get this input value, and in order to do that, we're going to pass the class through to our function, and we're going to use the class to create a jQuery selector, which allows us to get the value. So that's it. We're just passing the class so that we can get the value. And then all that's left to do is just make our AJAX call. So $.post, it's going to be a post AJAX call. In the parentheses, this will be the file that we're sending the call to. So includes /handlers /ajax, and we're going to call this file update email.php. And we're going to send some data to this form. All we're going to send is the email, which will be email value, this variable right here, which will contain the email they entered into the text box, comma, and then just the username of the user. So username, and this will just be user logged in. Make sure that's correct. So user logged in, which is of course, as you'll see in the header file, this variable right here, user logged in equals, and it's set to the username. Okay, and the very last thing to do is add our success handler. So we can say done, and then function, and then put your curly braces on, and inside the parentheses we're going to have response, and then in there we're just going to update the span, which is right here with the class message. Okay, and the way we're going to get that span is by just saying $, and then appending a dot for the class, and then email class, like that. Email class dot next all, and inside there put dot message, which like I said is a span, and just say dot text, and it will just be response. So what we're doing here is saying wherever the email input is, because remember this is the email input, go and get the next item with the class message, which is our span, and set the text to response. And I've just realized this shouldn't be next all, it should be next until, because next all goes through the DOM and finds all of the items with this, and we actually have that same message span for the password, so it would update that too. If we use next until, it will do the same thing, but instead of getting all of them, it will stop when it finds its first one, which is what we want. Okay, so that's fine. So that's our update email function. Now we just need to hook it up to our button. So copy the name of the function, go back to update details.php, and on the button inside the on clip that we left blank there, paste update email, and then in there we just pass the name of the class, which we know is email, as we see right here. So email, just like that, and save that, and that's it. Last thing to do is just write that file that we send the AJAX call to.